Now, in this video, we're going to look at more examples of using the order of operations. So first, to recall, the order of operations is Pendas or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parenthesis, and then exponent, and the multiplication division, whichever appears first from left to right, addition subtraction, whichever appears first from the left to right. So there are some situations we may have two pairs of parentheses. And usually when we have two pairs of parentheses, we like to use a different one, for example, the square brackets or curly brackets if you have three pairs. And but they have no difference. Either it's round parentheses or square brackets or curly brackets, they all represent parentheses. And the reason we use different ones so we can see very quickly which goes with which. So for example, this round one goes with this round, and this square one goes with the square one. All right, so when we have two pairs, what do we do? Which one do we do first? What's the order? So usually we follow the order. We start from the innermost. For example, the inside first, the parentheses here. And there are other ways we can do this problem, but right now we follow the rule inner first because this is usually the best way to do it. So that if you think about the problem, we have to do multiplication before this addition. So we cannot add 16 and 3 because that's a plus. And you can see plus addition goes after multiplication. Now, and between 3 and the brackets and the parentheses, and we remember we sometimes use parentheses to separate the numbers, and this actually means multiplication between them. So we are going to, you can go back to look at the previous video and for more explanation. So in this case here, although there's nothing here, we need to remember it's multiplication. And the multiplication usually is the only one that can be omitted. You don't have to have any symbol. In fact, we have brackets or parentheses to separate them. So we have 3 times, there's a times here, and 4 times 5 minus 1. So the brackets tell us everything inside is all together. So we need to do 3 times whatever inside the brackets. So what's inside the brackets? We have to work it out. So what's inside the brackets is 4 times the parentheses. So if we need to do multiplication 4 times in parentheses, we have to work out 5 minus 1 first. So that's why usually we start from the innermost. So we're going to start with 5 minus 1, the innermost, and we got a 4. As you can see here, 5 minus 1, innermost parenthesis, and we end up with 4. And next, I need to do 3 times whatever in the brackets. So let's find out what's in the brackets. And 4 times 4, that is 16. So we did this, and we end up with 16. And again, I got rid of brackets, and I switched from brackets to a dot, because a dot is easier to write. And now we're going to do multiplication before addition. So 3 times 16, that's 48. And then finally, we do the addition, 16 plus 48, and that gives us 64. All right, let's look at another 2 examples here. So again, in this case, we don't have any parentheses, so I just put a multiplication, division, and we don't have exponents either. Addition, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So first of all, we go from the left to right, and we look at all the operations. So we have division here, we have addition here, we have multiplication, we have division, and we have subtraction. So remember, multiplication, division, they have higher priority. So let's start with those. So we're gonna start with this one, division, and this one, multiplication, and this one, division. And between multiplication, division, there's no priority. So we're gonna follow what the left to right order, whichever you see first. So first, let's do 42 divided by 14, and that is 3. And we write down the plus. We have to wait because the plus sign and minus sign we have to wait because they have lower priority. And then we do multiplication. 8 times 3, which gives us 24. And you could also do 24 divided by 3, but we're going to try to do that in the next step. So what I did here is this division to give me a 3, 42 divided by 14. And then I did this multiplication to give me 24. And I copied everything else. And now we have plus, division, and minus. So let's do division because division does have a high priority. So 24 divided by 3, that gives us 8. And now addition subtraction. And 3 plus 8 is 11, and 11 minus 7 gives us 4. So you could do these two steps together if you can. Otherwise, just slow down, write down 11 minus 7, and 11 minus 7 is 4. All right, in the next example, we also see this horizontal line, which represents division. And remember, in this case, whenever we see this symbol, we treat the top and the bottom as inside a pale parenthesis. So let's work out the top. The bottom is very simple. It's just a number, so there's nothing to work on. But let's work out the top. But in the top, notice that we have another pair of parentheses. So we have to work on the parentheses. So parentheses have the highest priority. So whenever you see parentheses, you have to work that out first. So let's do 20 minus 5, which is 15. And this time I didn't use a dot, so I just try to show you a different way to represent multiplication. So you can keep 15, the answer from 20 minus 5, inside a pair of parentheses. And remember, parentheses separate two numbers, and the operations between them is also multiplication. So this is like the same as 5 times 15. So we're going to work that out, which gives us 75. And now we have this horizontal line meaning division, and there's a minus, and we know division has higher priority. So we're going to have to do 75 divided by 3, which gives us 25. And then we do 65 minus 25, that gives us 40. All right, the next example, we are going to, you can see we have two divisions. But the division symbol they used here are the symbols they used are the horizontal line. So in that case, the top and the bottom, and they are separated. So we have to work out what's in the top, what's in the bottom, what's in the top, what's in the bottom. And also in the top, notice we have multiplication, which has higher priority than addition. So we need to do 4 times 5 first, which gives us 20. So same thing with the bottom. We have to do this multiplication first, and this multiplication first, and this multiplication first. So in our first step, we're going to work out all the multiplications. So we got 4 times 5 is 20, 2 times 9 is 18, 3 times 7 is 21, and 5 times 6 is 30. So we did all the multiplications. And next, we're going to work out the top and the bottom separately. And there's only one operation left in each top and bottom. So we do 20 plus 4, that's 24. 18 minus 14, that's 4. 21 minus 1, that's 20. 30 minus 10, that's 20. So we got all of these numbers. And finally, we see we got to do division and division before this addition. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. Plus 20 divided by 20, that's 1. So finally, we do the addition, which gives us 7.